Welcome to the agenda with me, LASHA Kingsley in Douala, Cameroon. On today's edition of the program, we will be talking e-commerce, and we are glad to have with us here one of Cameroon's cryptopreneur who will be drilling us on what e-commerce is all about, especially now that so much controversies have surrounded some of these online marketing platforms, which some Cameroonians have had to lose their monies to these online marketing platforms. I will be right back after this. Prince Leslie, for me, thank you so much for honoring our invitation to be part of this edition of the agenda. Happy New Year, and you're welcome to the platform.
Thank you, Mr. LASHA. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
This is the very first time we are having you on this platform, and it will interest our million viewers to know a little bit about you before we dive into serious business, of course, which is e-commerce. What has brought us here today?
Yeah, my name is, most people know me as Prince Leslie, and for me, as they are on social media. Most people call me Prince because I come from a royal home. Most people know the name Prince, not the Leslie.
Okay.
So that is why they call me Prince Leslie. I'm a PhD student in the University of Yaoundé. I was lecturing there, but I decided not to do it again because I got other things that they were paying better than what I was doing in the university. So I work with Camtel, but I concentrate more on my digital business because that is what pays the bills.
Okay, there have been so much controversy surrounding some of these online marketing platforms such as Bitcoin, Chimo, and a host of others. Some Cameroonians have had to lose their monies to this online marketing platform. As a cryptopreneur, can you throw more lights on what is actually happening? How can someone be able to ascertain that the business they are investing their money in online is authentic?
Yeah. Before I go into this thing, Bitcoin, as you call it, the blockchain revolution generally, is a very big time. It's not just for Bitcoin. Cryptography, we have so many other things that came as a result of cryptography, like mobile money we use today is because of cryptography. We are in a digital era. Now is a conceptual era you cannot avoid. I call it a revolution because there are some people, though a lot of controversies, like you said, a lot of scam came in, especially in 2016, 2017, when Bitcoin, because 10 years ago, Bitcoin practically did not exist. Bitcoin was less than $1 then. And with time, it has been increasing. When it got to about $18,000 year before last, a lot of other companies that were doing nothing just showed up, and I said they were trading in Bitcoins and people should invest. You know, it's very volatile. It rises, it falls, it rises, it falls. So as it started falling, some of these companies began closing. So the name of Bitcoin went out there. Bitcoin is not a scam. Bitcoin is a legal tender recognized everywhere in the world. In the US, you can move into a shop and you purchase with Bitcoin. The last time when I was going to Dubai, I didn't travel with money. I used Bitcoin. You reserve your flight. You can. So Bitcoin is not a scam. It's just that people use the name before. I don't blame the Cameroonians that see it as a scam today, but it is something we need to embrace. Because look at, for example, Bitcoin last year when I was advising people to buy Bitcoin, it dropped up to about $3,500 in March.
Yes.
I told people to buy because I knew that it was going to rise. Looking at the trends of the market, because when you get into the shares business, you know, most of the time you observe how the markets are faring. I knew that it will rise. March till December, Bitcoin from $3,500 went up to $41,000 as we speak.
So what is this issue of authenticity? So many company closing, like you rightly say. How, if I want to invest my money online, how would I be sure that my money, I will get back my money?
Yeah, there is a lot of verification. It can never be 100% accurate for you as an investor. But like I always tell people, invest what you're ready to lose. Because if you look at Cameroonians generally, people go to bars and spend a lot of cash drinking and doing other stuff. But when they come to investment, they don't want to take this risk. Every digital business has its rupture point, even if that business is as legitimate as what. If competitors get into the system and disrupt the system, that system will have problems. That's why you keep on hearing about upgrades. But before you invest into an online platform, the first thing you need to do, check. Like if you take like the case of Antaras, if you go to their platform, you will see the documents supporting the creation of these companies,
Yes.
where their taxes are being paid, what they trade on to get this money to give you, how much do they earn, what are you getting? When you evaluate and you see that they are getting more than what they give you, you know that there is sustainability. But if you just get into something because somebody just told you this thing is making money, most of the times you hear about the referral bonus, the binary bonuses. These are the bonuses taken from you bringing the money to put behind me. Okay, if I was at the top, I would likely balance my money, but I'll create a lot of enemies down there, because when it actually closes, those people will be on your neck. So when you bring in someone, before you, most people, they don't look at the terms and conditions of every business.
Yes.
That is the problem people are facing with Chimo now. They don't look at the terms and conditions. Like on Chimo platform, you are just a trader, because it's an e-commerce platform. You put your capital for 10 days, it comes back, and the decisions are not yours. The company makes the decisions. So if you think that the decisions the company takes will not be favorable for you, that they need to consult you, then don't go there, because it is stated actually clearly there that you are just a trader.
But so many people were unable to lay hands on their capital.
No.
I'm talking about the recent incident of Chimo we are talking about.
Yes. The reason why people could not withdraw was because there were two main reasons. I have about close to 700 downlines on Chimo. We don't have problems as we speak, because when you are a leader, it's not just making the money and leaving the people behind. What I did is create a WhatsApp group where these people are enlightened. Before Chimo does anything, they always give a communique before.
Yes.
The communique came, it's just that some people are not in these groups and they hardly read. So they were not aware. Chimo made a communique 2 weeks before that. Withdrawals will not be going on. Why? The reason was because, I don't want to insult our French people, but we are very cunning. Yes. French countries, because actually they were the French countries that were suffering from this, because normally someone will sit in France, will sit in America and do money laundering with Chimo. They discovered that somebody would take cheap points is what we use to do registration.
Yes.
Then now when you register, you earn in the same cheap points before you can withdraw. $1 in Cameroon was 700. $1 in the US is 520 francs. Somebody would take like $10,000, load in the system as if he wants to register someone, yes, send to the brother in Cameroon already to withdraw. You're rendering the company bankrupt, because this money was supposed to be invested to yield benefit. Now you make a profit of 1 million every week. How can sustainability? The company cannot sustain. So that is the reason why they suspended this thing. I have a friend.
Is it the regulators or who are suspended?
Yeah, the company has done. Actually, before I left Yaoundé this morning, there's a communique that came out now to regulate some of those problems, because at times when you create a platform, yes, it's from what people are doing that you begin to see the lapses in what you did. Because there is no way that people will withdraw in the US when they can withdraw in the US for maybe 550 francs,
when they can
withdraw here at 700. So they will invest there less and come and withdraw here. The company discovered that there was a leakage at that level, so they needed to stop and fix. The second thing was that Cameroonians are not honest. We had these problems with some service center writing to the head office that other service centers are not working. Now the company decided that, okay, the people who claim to be working, let them take the work, since they already said that they can do it. Mm-hmm. There are about 50 service centers in Cameroon. They were unable to pay people for the duration of 3 to 4 days that you withdraw and it comes to your wallet, because there are so many people. I alone, I have about 600 to 700 downlines in Chimo. You can imagine what other leaders have. Now, they will now send, they said these people should pay the number of people that are registered in Chimo in Cameroon, which was not possible. And the accumulation was just so much that the company could not do anything. They need to suspend. And
so they were now working against the law, probably the laws of Cameroon. Or
No, not actually.
What did the government of Cameroon do at that level?
The government,
to salvage the situation.
The digital world, the government cannot really have control about the digital world. Like I said, there is no need for me to register a business that I do online. Because why should I, if I sit with the only thing that will stop me from doing my digital business is when I don't have a cell phone or I don't have internet connection. What do I need the government for? But most at times, because the Chimo has the distribution of products, these products will pass through the port for people, because this product you trade on, the company buys, or the company ships the product. When they ship this product, will pass through the port, the government needs to know how is even the distribution need physical offices to be distributed.
Yes.
But you will never see an office for anti-trust in Cameroon, because it's shares. I buy shares in a bank in Singapore. Why do I pay taxes here? My taxes are being deducted when I'm withdrawing. So most of the business, you will not see physical offices on the ground where the government can actually regulate.
What is the place of what is the place of blockchain now?
Yeah, the place of
it
blockchain. It
means that they are working in conspiracy with those companies that are acting like blockchain.
No. Blockchain, first of all, why is it that the guy who created Bitcoin is still having a pseudonym? Nobody knows him up till now. Because they will assassinate him. The reason why people trust Bitcoin is backed by nothing. It's backed just by trust. Why? Because people trust the system, because with the cryptography, nobody have access to. I cannot be sending money and it passes through 5 or 6 different banks before it reaches the destination. It is unheard of. And there are some little things that you do that I have this lady that came to me that he wanted to send 7 million for the daughter in Nigeria, studying in Nigeria. That is her school fees and other expenses.
Yes.
The government of Cameroon has regulated in such a way that this lady will have to withdraw 1 million every month. That means an academic year have how many months? It's less than 7 months continuous this thing, excluding the holidays. Now, if the daughter will withdraw 1 million every month, he will withdraw 7 million in 7 months. How would she meet up? That is why blockchain now comes to your rescue. So it's just for governments to make regulations and monitor this thing and allow people to do their business. If not, they will not. America fought Bitcoin and later accepted because they knew that you cannot fight it. People sit at their in their rooms or anywhere they are and they do their transactions. So there are better ways that the government can educate people and also make money from it rather than fighting it. You cannot fight it.
Let's come back to authenticity once again. You were trying to give steps that people who want to invest online should follow so that they don't fall into the hands of this scam, because some people, some companies, they are operating legally, but their main aim is to scam the citizens.
Yeah. For me, I can't really give you one. I can only give you the guidelines, the rules that work for me. So far, it is not that accurate. But because I also fell a victim into scams. I lost money before. It's not like I just started.
Can you share with us?
I lost about $6,000 in 2000. But thank God that I don't invest in one platform. I've invested into about 7 different platforms. And that is where I make everything I have. Now, if this one is suffering, because there is a rupture point in every online business.
So how do you know the rupture point?
No, the rupture point you can never avoid, because it's inevitable. It will come. During upgrade, they might restrict withdrawals. If you need money, you have to wait. That is what I mean by the rupture point. It might close up, because if hackers get in, it will close. All the multi-level marketing companies are in competition because this one is dominating, so they are the ones writing all the rubbish you see on Google. Go to Google Scholar, you will not see this. You will see only on Google because it's free there. It's where you can dump every garbage. Anything. Yes, go to Google Scholar, you will not see those things because there is no scientific commission that have sat down to confirm that to send there. So these people just send for those who just can and go to Google to check. But actually, it doesn't mean that company is not legal, or that company is
But
not legitimate.
You can be legal with a bad intention.
No, when I mean legal, I'm not talking about going to regulate your status with the governments, because that has nothing to do with the digital business. You can do that with even banks. When a bank wants to close, will they consult the government? They just close the thing and they leave. You will not see the person before they actually closes the door, the person must be out of the country already. So, but for online business, it's not like that. For online business, it's backed the same by trust, because it's just like this cryptography I was talking about.
Yes.
It's backed just by trust. You need to trust the system. For example, I trust Antaras most. The reason why I trust Antaras is because when I go online, I see everything they are doing to earn this money. When they tell me that they're giving me 1%, every day they earn about 10%. So it will not be difficult for someone making 10% on the stock exchange to give you 1%, because it's actually your money working. That is the first.
Yes.
Number two, where are the taxes paid? Where is the company located? So when you check Antaras, you see that the CEO actually registered his company in England, and the office is actually open where, if you have someone in England, when you want to invest, why not send someone to go and check if that office is actually there? What are they doing? But it doesn't mean that office can be closed at any moment. That's why I said it's not 100%. You understand? But there are a degree of there's some risks that are minor, and there's some major risks. But to me, that one is a minor risk, because take, for example, Chimo. The products this company ships in Cameroon after 3 months. No Ponzi will do that. You cannot be looking for money to drain people and you. I have about 12 wristwatch worth $1,080 I got from Chimo. Within the how many years I've been in Chimo, Chimo has been in Cameroon for 2 years. There's no Ponzi that can sustain itself for 2 years. But you will always hear about rupture points, especially when they are doing this upgrade.
Yes.
So why would a company looking for money to drain people be shipping products worth millions in the country every 3 months? Why would a company who wants to take your money and go gives you back the capital every 10 days? What if everybody
probably they have not amassed enough? They have not.
No, Chimo.
They have not drained enough from the citizen. They want to probably dupe.
No, I don't see it in that aspect, because when you want to hold it with all these rupture points, like I'm saying, it makes people skeptical.
Yes.
Those companies are supposed to block these funds. Why are they still releasing it? That is a question. A Ponzi will not do that. When the rupture point comes to a Ponzi, you know that they're about to close down. We've had several upgrades from. Another thing with Chimo is that we did not start at 700. Chimo started at 610. Went to 650, 670 before going to 700. Because a lot of people started arguing when it dropped to 500 and this.
Yes.
They don't actually know the motive why it dropped.
So can you tell us the motive? Because that's
Yes.
a recent incident that has
Yes.
left many Cameroonians wondering.
It dropped because of money laundering, like I said. These people are using money there, dump in a system, and people withdraw in Cameroon with a lot of benefits. Is draining the company. It's better to put it at that for sustainability sake, so that nobody will want to take $1 at 550 and pump in the system and withdraw charges. Who does that? So it was just logical. It's just that people just see it like, okay, no company would want to give you profit at 610 and instead increasing. We have seen cases where they reduce instead, not increasing. So Chimo has changed, as like we say in Chimo, color your life. Chimo has colored the life of so many people. When we went to Dubai 2 months ago, I've seen boys of less than 18, 19 years. I was one of the oldest among, spending millions. That is the power of Chimo. It has changed the life of so many people. Chimo is just so generous that I got into Chimo. I started Chimo with 200,000 francs, but I was earning about 900,000 from Chimo monthly. Why? I did not add my capital. It's just you work smart.
So it means that you were ready to lose the 200,000 francs.
Yes, I was
you
ready.
Just like
yes,
you said,
yes.
You
I
took
always
the
tell people,
francs
yes,
you just gave
put
it to
in
somebody.
what you're ready to lose, because Cameroonians would bring that 200,000 in less than a week if they have it. Why not just put it there? That's why I tell most of my downlines at times. And the real impact I see out there is that most of those, 90% of my downlines are not Cameroonians. They're in other countries. They trust the system.
But the question many people are asking, why do you guys brandish your wealth on social media?
It's called attractive marketing. If I don't show you, you'll not believe. You see that poor guy who could barely survive during university days, and he's actually buying cars, giving money to whoever has issues, because
many people think that you guys
do
like that to lure to lure your victims.
I don't give money to people. Nobody would want to take money and share. I run a foundation. I have a foundation of my own. I started it when I had nothing. It's not because of Chimo. When I talk about giving, it's because when I look, what does the Bible say? This thing is grace. You don't merit anything. So if I can, the little I did, and I'm beginning to earn this type of money, why not do what the Nigerians call the consumer benefit?
Okay, Mr. Prince Leslie, for me, let's now talk about I've been itching to ask this question. How many people are under you, and if you are a millionaire today, how many millionaires have you made?
I think for your audience, I can just screenshot some of the messages and send to you to put on your group. I mean, screenshots of the reactions I get from people that could barely feed. Today, they're riding cars of their own. That is when you know that you are doing the real impact on the ground. I'm not bragging about earning anything from, because there are downlines that earn more than me, because I did not invest heavily because I did not have. But there are some people that comes in with heavy amount and they also make heavily. But the secret of this thing is just networking, if you know the right people. But some people get in and say that, okay, I'm not bringing me anybody. I just want to make my money. If you are making your money without bringing people, how do you now talk about brandishing wealth? I just make my thing and I keep. When we come to social media and we're putting this thing, it's because we want, if somebody did not post those things,
yes,
I wouldn't have left Cameroon maybe to go attend a seminar somewhere that changed my life. Like I left Cameroon, I went to some places to get knowledge.
Yes.
That is the knowledge I want to give to some other people who think they can follow. And so far, the impact has been tremendous because I have downlines in 18 countries in the world. I have more than 1,000 downlines in different platforms. That is the real impact to me. I don't know how people interpret it on social media, but for me, that is the message across. Someone who needs to see that this thing is actually working. I don't bring if you go to top earners, I don't earn from generations, so why should I bring it? You go to blockchain, I don't earn when you join, so why should I bring it there? I bring it there because I think if you are suffering, you can also change your status if you are willing to. That is the reason. Only multi-level marketing, which is just a small portion of what I do, gives you binary for bringing people. Most of what I do doesn't give you, whether you bring in someone who, if I bring you to blockchain now, you just create your wallet and you invest and it's coming. I don't have access to it. It's not a multi-level marketing. So we just put it out there for those who want to get it. If you don't want to get it, social media was given free, so we're just giving what we know freely.
Okay, that's attesting to the authenticity of some of the marketing platform. But notwithstanding, you are also saying that there are, some fake ones out there, which many Cameroonians have fallen victims to.
Yeah, it's inadmissible that you invest 5 million and someone is promising you 24 million. In less than a year. It's unheard of. Where would that person make that type of money? How can you multiply? If that person can multiply 5 million to 24 million, excluding what he has, because he's not working for free.
Yes.
So why would I be working for people? Why not just look for the 5 million and put in and earn the 24 million? So these things are not realistic. These are Ponzi's. They just look for weaker vessels and they devour. But a real business, like they will say that, okay, if I drop in 200,000 here, in 10 days I make about 4,000. Someone understands that 4,000 in 10 to 12 days. 10 to 12 days times 3, that means a month has 30 days.
Yes.
Times 3, you should be making about 16,000. That means if someone takes this money and invests into shares somewhere, you can have more than that, and you'll be
So
able
what
to.
is the difference between this kind of business and stock exchange?
You cannot actually go to the stock exchange now at this little level. What we do is just like, if you take like Antaras is on the Asian stock exchange. So the little portion, like I started there with $100. In less than a year, I have shares there about $7,500 with just $100. I didn't bring money from anywhere.
Most of Cameroonians who are watching us now, they are very much probably happy with the enlightenment, what you have told them so far concerning. Now, let's talk about the status of Chimo without any publicity. Many Cameroonians, especially those who invested their money, they were skeptical. Some were just waiting for it to come back so they can withdraw their savings or whatever they put in and be free.
Yes, the thing is, mobile money came and a lot of people were comfortable with it, but change is the only constant thing in life. They need to know how to use the blockchain, because now you don't need any service center to do you a favor by or any other thing, because mobile money will not be operating in Ghana, where the head office for Africa is found. So the only thing the company has done now is to withdraw through. Most of the people having problems are those who cannot withdraw through the blockchain. The blockchain is already available. The regulations that the company wanted to make, I think the final communique that came out this morning clarify everything. People can go back to their businesses. And we are even, I don't know, Cameroonians, or most of the times, because someone went and took a loan to come and invest in a business to be paying gradually. Yes. If a disruption comes in, it will worry these people. That is why you hear a lot of noise. For some of us, we don't have a problem, because actually Chimo upgraded my account from VIP 5 to VIP 6. VIP 5 initially was 1.2 million to 2 point something million. Even if they tell me that I need to pay this loan with 70-90% of my earnings for 3-4 months and it's finished and I earn, yes, instead of, because I was earning about 140 something thousand monthly, now I'll be earning close to 300,000 when it finishes. I don't have a problem. But the person paying that loan is having a problem, because he will not be able to have that amount until it finishes. But when they make that noise, when everything regulates, you will not hear them again. But I don't actually blame them, because normally the business decision can never favor everyone at the same time. They look at the majority. Initially, this upgrade was for countries that were hit hard by COVID. I know some leaders went and intervened that COVID, though we have human loss in so many other countries, but every other country experienced this lockdown and business was not moving. So financially, every country has this problem. So you cannot be giving other countries, everybody is an investor here, before they now say, okay, put this thing to everybody. Initially, it was not that. So why should we always be blaming the company when decisions are taken? Decisions can never favor everyone. But I think the vast majority are happy with what is happening.
Savings are still safe, very much safe.
No, it's still very safe. When upgrade passes and to close this thing is just to delete the server and it's finished, yeah? So if it comes back, there is still hope.
Okay, thank you very much, Prince Leslie, for accepting to be part of this edition of the program. We're glad you made it. It should be recorded that you traveled all the way from the nation's political capital, Yaoundé, to come and enlighten Cameroonians on these controversies, or the controversies surrounding online marketing platforms in the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you.